We had a little technical difficulty last time, so maybe I can do it even more concisely this time and add to it. I left off where I'm going to try to get each and every one of these officers that they've been ducking, by the way, but we're going to see. I'm like a Mike Gonzalez, but I went, I'm a defendant. And what does he do down there? Is he camera shy? I'd like to talk to him. And that's what I was saying, that I'm going to, because the last time I talked to them, one guy he was a zealot, a one-party zealot, I had it down better before, but he's a zealot on all-party consent. And I'm willing to challenge that. It's a force multiplier when I'm being, if I put 10, 15 examples of misconduct into a basket, doesn't that, 2 to the 10th is, you'd have to do it 1,000. The chances are 1 out of 1,000 that I could get 10 of them. But I've got 10, I got 20 probably. I got 30 probably, for Christ's sake. And the ratification. We need to do days ratified, just like weighted average when you do earnings per share, weighted average accumulated. The more days that they have where they've known it, and I can put years on that now, and that's each day. It's worth if I'm proving that I'm being trampled upon. It's stupid to not let me record that. That's the bundle of sticks. Also, Larry Bassford is an elected official, as is Jack Campbell, and so. We could insert something this afternoon. The governor could put something that says all state offices that answer the phone to the public need to be prepared to be recorded, because the differential between a state, the 39 other states, and the 11 that, like Florida, where it's a felony, for Christ's sake, or they threaten you with it. I mean, it takes somebody like me with a rock solid. I would like to see them challenge this, and it'll go all the way to the Supreme Court, in which case I think I'll win. I might be having delusions of grandeur, but maybe that's a product of the post-traumatic stress disorder that I'm getting each day that Les Burke and Rob Blue and Waylon Graham have known and have directed this thing. And we can call down there, and anybody that answers that phone is an agent. You might as well be talking to the boss. Anyway, so we'll be calling. I think that, and this is, Jimmy didn't jump on that thing, Jimmy Patronis. He didn't jump on it where I've pointed out a major potential fraud right there. And there seems to be no appetite for looking into it. Like, they don't know who did, they don't even know now who did the due diligence, for Christ's sake. Like, I've relaxed it back. Like, you don't have to tell me what they found out. Just tell me who did it, for Christ's sake. Can't do it. Anyway, I want to get Jason Newland. I'd like to get all the judges too. That'd be fantastic. We could all do a Zoom meeting, and I'll be at the FBI headquarters. That was the part that got cut off last time. No, you're talking about a suicide mission. I'm wanted for sleeping in my car at Walmart, for Christ's sake. There comes a point where that becomes a liability to, like, who said it was okay? Like, we found an Easter egg that, I got extradited and spent 16 days in jail. I'd like to know how many other cases have run across Shane Van's desk where he's seen a trespass at the guy's, and Like, why does his Facebook friends list look like a who's who of my opponents? I mean, that should become a liability. And I'm thinking a liability for the judicial system. Anyway, the bundle of sticks, like I was talking about, not only am I a victim of crime, that gives me the right to turn over the case to the public right there. And it just so happens that I'm also in the media. I got to defray some of the costs of some of the legal expenses. So I've decided to open a media company. So that gives me the second stick. Another one is I'm running for the CFO, for Christ's sake. I got at least as much qualifications as Jimmy Patronis did when Rick Scott, senator, plucked him out of the pool of talent that he could have gotten. And here we are. I think Jimmy knows about me. It'd be crazy if I'd like to know if he knows Lee MacArthur. And, I'm thinking that the selection of the investment advisory committee at the pension, why do the two people he picked, i.e. Peter Collins and Rob Turner, well, both of them are into the acquisition of mineral interests, and it is the damnedest thing that I can trace both back to my former employer, who I'm alleging was on the phone with Lynn as he was directing the thing. Anyway, they've been, thanks to Nancy and them, and a cast of characters that I plan to be calling. We'll put it live on Facebook, and if y'all want to charge me with that, then I think that I'll find a federal judge somewhere. And the more people, like if this gets out, then the more likely that we're going to be within the standard of you get less outliers when you put it in public. Anyway, I'll come back, but I think that's all I have. Let me just end on this, that it's going to be painful over there in Bay County. And I believe my mother she's like Patty Hearst. It's run by the county. Like, she doesn't have anything that's out of her hands, for Christ's sake. And that was a red flag when she said that she couldn't unwind the stalking charge. Anyway, we're going to be having Bill McCallendon. He's in a federal lawsuit for doing the same shit to some other dude, building inspector, he and Ricky. Anyway, the Marie Maddox might want to look at this, or the ACLU, or just anybody out there that's like a hobbyist. Anyway, and I will be calling. I want to see if I can get Mike Gonzalez out there. That'd be fantastic. He seems like he's is he camera shy? What's the deal? I thought he was the editor. I've never heard him speak, for Christ's sake. Anyway, that's enough. I'll talk to y'all later. Trying to drop the mic.